the players are even behaving. It tells you that there's a new leader in camp. The leader brings other things more than just leading the team. The leader, is part of whatever they are doing, and you can see high level of respect. I believe that you've heard certain rules in camp. So clearly, I think that the debate as to whether we should go for a white coach or a black coach, as I sit here, I've made my mind. I think that we must end that debate. That for the Blasters, we must go for a white coach because it changes a lot of things. And after these 2 games, you all seeing what is happening. Milo, he's not done 1 month, I believe. He's not done 1 month, but we can clearly, with almost similar materials.
Yes, without, including the time that he stayed here prior to the appointment.
Clearly, so we are already getting results already. So clearly, that debate must end. My brothers.
But someone would also ask that. Shouldn't we wait for a while? We understand, or popularly we would say early days here. Shouldn't we wait for a while?
So wait for a while. Compare the current results to CK's one. Same. You do like them. Compare first 2 games. Look at quality of play. Look at selection. How many Ghanaian coaches will have the guts to tell the day to sit on the bench for Kudus and Kamadin to play?
But the day has spoken. He said, it was for technical reasons. He was not very fit.
No, Claire. So this even makes it even more difficult.
But if he cannot play somewhere else,
if it's my brother, so even if he's half fit, it's better than they will
say
that.
But don't you think that perhaps that is wrong? We don't always know why certain players.
No, you see, he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
By saying that the coach just benched him for the sake of it.
We've seen. No, you saw the day came into the game.
Yeah.
Okay, so why if it's one of us? My brothers, they would have allowed him to play the first. instead of something.
I'm getting you. You say your brothers.
Oh my Ghanaian coaches. Seriously, they will let him start the game.
Okay.
And rather substitute instead of he sitting at the bench knowing that he's not very fit. Yeah. Are you getting my analysis? Yes. So it is not that. Clearly, the man has no difficulty asking the captain to stay on the bench. And then the first game, Isaku, he's been at the camp for many months.
Yes. I think since he returned from the under-20 competition, he has always been caught in the black.
Kicked. I think even in some traumatis, we even feel because of confidence. The coach is afraid that when this boy plays and something happens, they will say that you brought under 20. But Milo gave the boy the chance to start a game.
Yeah.
You understand? And apart from that, look at the quality of players we are inviting now. Sometimes people will say, let's invite the local boys. Now we don't even think about that because if you look at the call-ups, you have less qualms, you have less problem, with the exception of our brother from Dreams, Bafo or whatever. I believe that he will also end his straight by the next call-up is finished. Because no, seriously, because if he's still there, but before the first game, people were saying that I think Gideon also was not in camp, so he must play and he must play because he was the only right back.
Yes, he looked at some point. He looked as if
he was right back. But Milo looked at him and said, "No, Amate would have better." Of course. So clearly, he should come home.
But at least Amate has been playing at right back at Leicester City. We have seen him play at right back.
No, but clearly we all knew that Amate comes to fight around the central defense, but for whom we believe that it's a right back. Now the opportunity has come. Nobody hit there. They brought a centre back to come and play clearly. So this 1 or 2 issues, and I believe that with time we will see the best of Milo. See, I believe that we are yet to see the day we play South Africa, which I believe will be the day of qualification. That is when we will see. Now they play 2 matches. They've had some camaraderie between the players. I believe that going back and coming again, when they are coming, they know that I'm coming to meet this same. Yeah. So that level of unison, that level of understanding, telepathic play will come gradually, even as they play again. So we'll have our next match playing Ethiopia, and then we'll come and play South Africa in Ghana.
Exactly.
I don't see anything preventing us from moving.
I mean, for 3 points, for the 6 points, it's very possible that we can gain those 6 points. But then you also look at your other opponents who are also playing, whether they will also, because as it stands, if South Africa manages to also get the 6 points, we are in trouble.
No, this is mathematics. Let me be a Ghanaian. The mathematics is that you must get the 6 points from us.
Okay, anyway.
So we have 6 points at stake. My problem is for us to go and win in Ethiopia and come. It is not about that. They should also go and win their match.
And then the last game
we'll determines who's possible.
Okay, that's great. But let's look at the call-ups. We saw Ishaku starting the game. We saw the goalkeeper Walakot also starting the game. Beautiful. A young player. Milo liked young players and more like committed players. Do you think that with Milo coming back this time around, you are going to get opportunities for some more young players? We believe that a lot of people are of the view that players like Joseph, so I mean, all these young players that you have caught some time ago and didn't have any use for. If it was Milo, I mean, we could have some use for them.
No, it's a yes or no. I believe that apart from Milo looking up to young boys, looking at boys who are playing week in, week out, boys who are getting the results. So Kamaradin, yes. I believe that this boy in Belarus, Ado,
yes,
is a prospect. Bernard Mensah.
I think there was a time Ado was almost added to the team, but yes, I think but for some last minute.
I'm looking at Bernard Mensah, Xplosion, who is also playing week in, week out. And he decided I won't play for Ghana again. I believe those boys are boys that we can bring on board.
Okay.
Yes. So it's not about. I'm not looking at those who came and left. I mean, if you are doing well and you are young, I believe that Coach Milo will give you the opportunity to come in.
Another area that we also have to take a look at, local players. I mean, Ishaku made a strong statement, but even before Ishaku's inclusion in the team, we realized CK called used the Kotoko rights back. What is his name again? Christopher Nete has some chance. We saw Mohamed Fatau also, I mean, getting his chance. Even before Kwame Puku left for Algeria, I think he had the first call up before he left for Algeria. At some point, we saw some local players coming in and out of the Black Stars. Justice Blay, Rashid Norte. We have yes, and a few Afie Banye and co. Are we going to, should we expect with Milo's arrival, should we expect to be seeing more of these? I mean, CK called at every call up, you had some 5, 6, 7 local players in there, even though they did not play. All of them did not play. You could see 1 or 2 getting the nod to play in those games. Should we expect that Milo would continue the same tradition of giving some local players more game time, that is if they deserve it, just to serve as some kind of a confidence booster for those who are also playing locally to try and do well to get call-ups into the Black Stars?
I believe that will depend on the philosophy of Milo, what Milo wants to achieve. It will not be like we suggest these guys, because we have a call-up, we must put some local boys inside. But I believe that now what Ishaku did, if the league starts and we see, I believe Milo sees some good boys doing the good job in the local league. I believe that you have no qualms not to call those boys. So it's not about local, it's not about foreign. I mean, if you are playing better than somebody playing or somebody who's currently in the team, I believe that for somebody like Milo, you get a nod to come and play. So clearly, I'm not seeing a situation where we have 5, 6 local boys going there and just join the numbers and then they will come back. I believe 1 or 2 go there, make a mark. If they are not even playing, you see them in the 18-man squad, knowing that if the person playing your position is not
there,
you are likely to be there. Not that you call
you just go and sit 30, on the bench
30 plus when it's time for the last 23. You are always wearing the tracksuit. You always wear the no. I don't think that Milo will do that, because seriously, the talents are there. You know, we once came to City and said that we don't have quality.
Yeah.
Yes, good. Now, quality, one gains quality in football by playing week in, week out, by gaining experience and stuff. Now we are seeing that most of the Champions League has exposed most of the current European and Game 2 has given our boys up. Now we see a lot of our boys playing in Europe week in, week out. So it's easy for you to pick point and call them. If the local league starts and there are good players in, I see no reason why Milo will not invite.
Another area that I want us to look at, coaching. Okay. Now we saw, in fact, during CK's tenure, the same. I mean, our usual players. They are used, the Jordans, the Thomas Partey's, the Amates, Kudus in and out because of injury. Well, Kamal Dean and those guys were not coming. Our goalkeeper, and a few others. You compare the performances. We played against Mali, we lost. We played against Qatar, we won by 5 goals or so to 0. We came to play against Sudan, we won here, we lost away. We played South Africa, I think, twice. The next one will be a third time. First one draw, second one we lost. I mean, and you look at a lot of these players who play under CK are still here, because I mean, you are talking about Kudus, you are talking about Dede and Jordan, you are talking about Thomas Partey, you are talking about, okay, Wakasu wasn't called recently, but you are looking at Daniel Amate, you are looking at the left back, what's his name, Babaraman. So you could see that a lot of these players are still here, even though there are new additions and all that. What really happened? What has changed? What do you think has changed? Because I remember during the South African game, the one we lost, I was watching the game at some point. I was like, do we have a coach on the bench? I mean, yeah, because I didn't understand. There was no system. The players were so sluggish. I mean, it didn't look like we wanted to do anything. Do you think something has changed? And if something has changed, what do you think it is?
Well, I was going to say manager or management.
Okay. But
I'll use leadership.
Okay.
I think it's leadership, because it's not just on the field activity, it's off the field.
Of the field.
Like I stated earlier, we all heard what was going on in the camp. When you watch their trainings, which we were not supposed to go there, but we saw pictures. If you look at what the coach is taking the boys through, it also tells you a lot. If you look at the coach's demeanor on the pitch, it tells you. Now, the statement you made that the same team, I believe that there's been a lot of changes in the team. I think.
No, I mean, I meant the players.
Yes, yes.
I mean, because the majority of those players.
The last game we played.
The last game we played in the previous
9 of the players did not play the last game. South Africa won the games as 9. You can check.
Yes, of course, because there wasn't Jordan Ayew.
Yes.
There was no Daniel Amate. There was no Andy Yadom. I mean, the players from England.
So now Andy Yadom is not there.
Yeah.
But we've been able to create a play. We've been able to fix somebody there. Amate played the. Amate did not play. The last
in South Africa, yes,
Amate was not there.
Fatau played in South Africa.
Yes, our central pair
was Alexander Jiku.
And
I think
Jonathan has been on and off.
Yes. But I think Jonathan didn't play in CK's team.
Exactly. So I'm coming. So Jonathan was not there. Now he was called straight away. He enters. He was not on the bench.
He goes straight into the game.
We have a keeper who I don't know where anybody found him. He came straight.
He said Milo spoke about him after the game and said the guy is a product of good scouting.
That's clear. So I said leadership. So a leader comes and introduce scouting, proper scouting, not agency scouting. So you don't need to belong to the agency. Somebody will scout, this guy is good. And he comes to Ghana I believe they cannot speak even Twi Gan. Straight away he enters into the pool and he's doing very well. Do you see his kick?
I mean, he has the confidence to be the goalkeeper for the Black Stars. Yeah. Because you know what? After, you know, for some time, trust me, for me, my biggest worry has been for the Black Stars. Okay, so I have worries, but the biggest has been the goalkeeping.
Good. So
because if you study the trend for some 3-4 years now, Richard Ofori has been the only goalkeeper we have. Where we are sure that if he's not injured, he will come and be in our post. When we played against, I think, South Africa, is it South Africa? Yes. Fento Tahiru made some observations and posted it and said that we are not paying attention to Richard Ofori. He made some blunders in the South African game, and apparently it was something that was actually happening in the league games he has been playing, even in South Africa. So that was a call for action. That it is not enough to have only him as our most consistent performer. After that, we have had Razak coming in, we have Abalora, we have had Danlad coming in, we have had Atizigi coming in, we have had Attack coming in. So he was the only consistent. It looks as if we are finding. I mean,
so this is what has changed. We have a solution to our goalkeeping.
Yes.
Now we know that we have a right back who, when you don't have right, you don't need back for. There's a right back, quality right back there. When you come to the middle, you know that the pair
Alexander Jiku, Jonathan Mensah.
Solid. Yes, so Jonathan Mensah, straight from US, he gets into the team. Sometime back, we don't care about somebody who's winning. But
you know, that was another thing. Because see, the guy was playing week in, week out, captaining his.
So this is what I'm telling you what I've changed. So our problems were not far-fetched. It was, you know, the solutions were around us, but we decided not to. So you brought in a white coach, and I know that when he says he wants this,
that's what you do.
You will run and give him the thing. So so these are the things that have changed. Now you know that. Pate can play to can sit in front of the defense, and then at a point in time you push him
advance
because you know that you have somebody who can play at Pate's position with ease.
Baba Idrisu
quality. Wakaso, you may not need Wakaso because Wakaso is also dropping.
I mean, ages also
descending. So you don't have a problem if Wakaso is not around. Nobody is mentioning Wakaso,
of course,
because Pate can play. Baba Idrisu can play. Then you come forward. Tete. This guy, we made noise. Invited. Somebody said he didn't score, and I was like, he did not score.
His overall play.
He did not score. He made the Zambian central back work. They were not going forward. No, because you are afraid of his huge structure and the kind of what is simply that when he gets the ball,
he's a good player.
And will do. So Tete was there. Kudus, and I don't want to talk about him because someone will say that he was injured, that's why he was not around. Look at then the Ayew issue, Jordan. I mean, in the first game, Milo realized that just after half time, this man is finished his job. Hey, come out, let another person. Something we find it difficult to do, or CK will find it difficult to do, even when he's not playing well. We finish the game. Then the second game, Milo gave him a duty around the right. Forward, the right wing, and in fact he did what Milo wanted him to do, and he was up to I think 83rd minute. The day started. These are, and we saw Chire. He's been around. We were not using him this time. Milo realized that there's something more than just coming and going, introducing, and there are a host of guys who I mean, on a good day, we will not have a problem.
You didn't call him an Olomote.
No, but Lomoti, I've said this over and over. I don't think Lomoti, Afutu plays far better than Lomoti. I didn't understand why Afutu will be around here. You will not incur any extra cost in inviting him. You will only take Trotro from Amplobi and we will go to camp. You decided to pick a player. Seriously,
maybe that was the
look at your midfielders.
That was the coach's plan.
Ashimeru.
Yeah.
He didn't play. It's better than Lomote.
I think yesterday he came on in the last 1 minute.
I think yes. I think the last three. He is there. So in the middle you get Pate, you get Kudus, you get Baba Idrisu, you get all these players, and you invited Lomote, and Lomote will start the game. No, there are certain things we didn't want to say, but you know when you get to, it's not a matter of inviting him. Yeah, he will start the game.
Yeah.
When Asimelo and
another thing, Samuel Owusu gets invited this time, but he doesn't start. I mean, he was a starter consistently for some time.
He came on. I think he also
came to play a few minutes.
So it tells you what Milo is doing. He wanted the best out of Jordan. Jordan on a good day, we see him at Crystal Palace. Boys are there to play.
Okay. So all right.
So a lot has changed.
Senegal was the first team to advance to the final World Cup playoffs after Famara Diédou's hat-trick secured the 3-1 win against Namibia. For them, that was last Tuesday. Morocco also followed. And so some of the countries are qualifying for the playoffs already. But so let's quickly take a look at how the standings are after those double headers that we just played over the past few days. So let's quickly take the table. In Ghana, in fact, we are sitting second on the league. On the table that on the group that we belong to. So let's kindly take a look at the tables now. Algeria, Burkina Faso, Niger, Djibouti makes up Group A, and of course, but Burkina Faso is doing well.
Yeah.
They are really matching Algeria. But look at the goal difference for Algeria. They have actually scored 19 goals and 2 against them. So minus that 2 gives us 17 goals for them in 4 games. And look at Burkina, only 8 goals. That tells how superior this Algeria team is. Let's go to the second group. So Algeria is in, not a comfortable lead yet, but it looks more likely that they are going to leave that particular group. Group B has Tunisia, Equatorial Guinea, Zambia, and Mauritania. Now, Tunisia is occupying the top spots as expected. Tunisia has also sacked their coach actually, but they are still occupying the first position 10. Equatorial Guinea 7. Zambia has also sacked their coach. Mauritania has also sacked their coach. So that's very interesting. So 7-10-4-1 there, but as expected, Tunisia may be the one to get out of that group. Let's take a look at Group C. Now, Group C also has Nigeria. Nigeria lost against Central African Republic, and that was quite interesting. Had it not been that, they would have been at 12 points as at now. So Nigeria at on the summit of the table, Cape Verde and Central Africa, and of course Liberia there. George Oponwia. Sometimes I think they should even invite him to come and help them. They are struggling. George Oponwia's Liberia is nowhere to be found, but at the last or at the bottom of the table. Now, let's go to, of course, Nigeria is expected to do that. Let's go to the next group, that is Group D. Group D, Nigeria has just scored 4 goals. Wow, 4 games. Ivory Coast expected to be on top of the Cameroon is also there. So this is more like our group, Ghana's group. So Ivory Coast with 10 points after playing 4 games. Cameroon with 9 points after playing 4 games. Malawi and Mozambique, they are sleeping. They don't know what they are doing. So it's going to be between Ivory Coast and Cameroon. Let's go to the next group, please. The next group, that is Group D. Mali. Our nemesis over the past few years, 2 or 3 years. You know, we are not able to play them. Yes. Mali 10 points, Uganda 8 points, Kenya and Rwanda. Unless next month when we go to Rwanda, we go and beef up their team for them. Else, nothing is happening there for them. Rwanda has 1 point after playing 4 games. So Team Mali may be expected to leave that group or qualify to the next round. Group F, Egypt, Libya, Gabon, Angola. Egypt is doing the work already. 4 points. Libya 6 in second position. Gabon will not go out there, and then Angola. Oh, you know, there was some time Angola was really a hot kick. The Flavio Amadi. This guy, Manucho.
Manucho.
The guy, yes.
Fabio Manucho.
Yeah, Fabrice Aqua, right? Fabrice Aqua was, I think, Togo rather. Yeah, was a Togo captain rather.
I remember Fabio Manucho. I mean,
Manucho was there.
When we played the African Cup here.
Yes,
in fact, I think we played them the first or the second game, and they gave us.
That Flavio guy was one heck of a striker to deal with. But now look at Angola, languishing at the bottom. Okay. All right. Yes, Angola was at the World Cup, I think 2006. Yes. Now, Charlie, they are not seen to cry. Oh. Now, this is a group of interest. South Africa 10 after 4 games, scored 4 goals. Ghana 9 after 4 games. If we had not lost that South Africa game, we would have been 9 points or so, or 10 points each year. Ethiopia and Zimbabwe. Ethiopia for the AFCON qualifiers proved to be one dangerous side. I am surprised that they have not really pulled their weight in the group. I mean, 6 points away from Ghana. That is quite far. That is 2 games, and that's going to be very, very difficult for them. Zimbabwe, of course, has only 1 point, and so that's it. In this group, of course, the decider is going to be between Ghana and South Africa. To see now, Morocco is already left the group. Guinea-Bissau has 4 points, I guess, instead of 14 points. Is there? Morocco has 14 points rather. Morocco has 14 points rather. And so you look at Guinea as well, and Sudan. You know, we lost against Sudan. Interesting. Sudan, even Guinea is above Sudan.
So clearly, it tells you that a lot has changed about the Black Stars. I mean, those days that we're going to Sudan and we fear we will lose the match. I mean, the confidence of the players alone. Has really
that is what I actually realized the about confidence the whole thing. I mean, I saw their reactions.
They are Ghanaian. They're playing for the
in Ghana the South African team. Okay, so do we have more groups, or that's okay? So this is the final group. Tanzania, 7 points, and Benin is going to be a cracker. Even Dr. Congo still has a chance, and Madagascar is also somewhere. It may be difficult for Madagascar, but Tanzania, Dr. Congo, and Benin would fight for this and see who qualifies into the playoffs of the World Cup. Thank you very much for giving us the table. So that's just the table. So, like we were saying, I observed something about the reactions of the players in the South African game. Trust me, the players were absolutely sluggish. Like when they lose the balls, you look at how they respond. But it was quite different in the the first leg of the Zimbabwe game I couldn't watch because we were coming from by that time we were out of reach of internet and whatsoever it is. But when I came back and watched the game, I was only interested in their reactions. That when they lose the balls, there is a lot of work to do, but you realize that when they lost the ball, they were very quick to rush to get the ball back. And so I think I agree with you that leadership has changed, and there is some form of a presence at the touchline. So you realize that you are playing for a cause and not. But I mean, our chances. What do you think?
No, I believe that.
Lastly, on that, so that you can go to the boxing.
There's 6 points at stake, and I believe that we have what it takes to take all 6 points. Looking at the attitude with which we played in Zimbabwe, knowing that yes, we needed that 3 points and we did it as it is. I don't think that Ethiopia would be a stumbling block. I don't think that. But let's not forget, South Africa will play in Zimbabwe. I believe that they are in the same region and they know themselves quite well.
Yeah, so in fact, they share border.
So that is also another game. I don't think that Zimbabwe will want to lose.
But you know. Zimbabwe playing against Ghana, we could say that we still have a few issues with the Black Stars, I mean, the Black Stars of some 2010 or 2006 is not the Black Stars we have now. But I don't think that the Zimbabweans gave themselves a bad account at all.
No.
Especially in the first game.
After they equalized, they troubled us until that magical goal from Partey. Yeah. It changed the tempo of the game. Thing, yeah. Yesterday, look, watching them, they were not pushovers. I mean, they were just not pushovers. And on any day, they can win a game if they do. They put their.
I have some interesting players. Marvelous Nakamba plays for I think Newcastle.
Billet or something. They are some good.
Aston Villa, Marvelous Nakamba, Aston Villa. They have Kamad Billiards and all those players.
There are some good chaps there. I believe that their game against South Africa will not also be a walkover.
Of course.
And then we'll come to Ghana, and then I know that the decider will play in Ghana. I mean, people were saying that South Africa have changed their coach, so they have a better team. They are yet to be tested. When they come to Ghana, we'll test them and see if they really have what they claim to have. I don't see South Africa, but
because I was coming there. Look at their team critically. Let us look at the South African team critically a little bit. Okay, so there is this message from Evangelist. Evangelist says that. I do agree with Derek, but South Africa would beat Zimbabwe. The decider is in GH, or the decider is a Ghana game, the GH game. Thank you, Evangelist, for contributing into the program as well. He agrees with you.
I also do agree with you. I know that the decider is a Ghana. I'm just saying that the possibility of Zimbabwe going to play well and win in South Africa is there.
Okay.
I've also said that we going to Ethiopia and winning is possible, but it's difficult.
Yeah.
So let's and I've always said those days Evangelist is a phobia. Sometime back when Kotoko was saying, as we play Mediama, as we play this thing, Legon City, I told them that we are focused. They should check their games and stop thinking about which team has to be playing. And they drew with Wafa in Obuasi. They lost to. They lost 18 games. Chelsea, instead of them being focused. I mean, Ghana must be focused. Let's not look at what South Africa is doing. Let's be focused. Win the Ethiopian game. Yesterday's game was very important. I feared that game because I knew South Africa would win yesterday. So I was like, let's win our game. Let South Africa win. Next game, let's win. South Africa win. They should come to Cape Coast. We are waiting for them. I don't see. They will come and play like Adesika to draw, but he will over them.
It will over them. In the last game we played against them, they, likewise Ghana, also missed a few players.
Yeah.
Yes, and they are going to have all these players coming back in the final game against Ghana. It will be a good feeling to win that particular game.
No, but the last game they played in Cape, we won by 2 goals.
Yes.
So they are the full complement of their team.
Okay.
And now we have Kudus, we have Kamara Adin, we have Partey, all of them on fire. And I've said that with 2 more games, you see that cohesion, that telepathic play. So that yes, they have played with their local boys. They have formed a team. But I believe that we have the boys. We need time for them to come to the level where, nothing can stop them. And I think they picked at the right time.
That's great. Now, quickly, let's go to see countries like Senegal. They were actually expected to qualify. Morocco. When we just went through the table, you realize that a lot of the countries at the summit of the tables are not surprising at all. Senegal, Algeria, Morocco, Tunisia, Ivory Coast, Nigeria. And so if you look at the table we have, the tables and whoever is sitting on the summit, these countries are likely to progress to the next round. That's the playoffs. If by some good work, I'm saying good work.
Yes,
if by some good work we qualify to the playoffs too, do you see? How would you fancy our chances getting into the World Cup as well? Because at the end of the day, we are going to have about four or 6 teams qualifying to the World Cup. But look at the pedigree of the teams there: Algeria, Senegal, Morocco. Tunisia took us out in the last AFCON. We have not played Algeria. The last time we played Algeria in an AFCON, we won against them one goal to 0. But I mean, you could compare, or I mean, that team was quite different from this particular team. We played against Morocco in a friendly game. We could not win against them. They scored 1 goal. The last time we played against Ivory Coast, it was a drawn game. The last time we played against Nigeria, what happened? I think we scored. I think we scored. We won that game. But of course, that you can't also compare that particular squad to this particular squad now. So you look at all these teams. Would you fancy our chance? Even though there is a long way to go, you mentioned cohesion. By the time we are getting there, we will get proper telepathic understanding, cohesion, and I mean the confidence of the guys perhaps may go up. But would you fancy our chances when we are going to meet these top countries?
Well, as a Phobian, I'll borrow my coaches. Coach Boydu will tell you that match after match. I think we have 2 matches to play and get there. So I believe that when we get there, we'll see. But if you push me to answer, I don't see that any African team has extra. If Central African Republic can win against Nigeria, almighty Nigeria, in Nigeria, I don't see why, if a serious Ghanaian team comes up, all these names, they know what we are capable of doing, and most of the things that we lost to, I mean, we didn't disgrace ourselves. I believe that with the kind of wind blowing in the team, by those 2 games, countries will also, and connoisseurs of the game will start mentioning Ghana. I believe that with the kind of players we have, and with the kind of attitude and the leadership we have, if we get there, and by the time we get there, all that things being equal, we can overcome that.
Okay. All right. Interesting. So that's it for the Black Stars. The Black Stars is beginning to look exciting again. We like these ones. I mean, score for us. We are happy. We'll give you the support. But let's continue to support and pray for them as we prepare to play against Ethiopia on the 11th of November in the next international break. We try to qualify to the playoffs and go play and qualify to the World Cup as well. Milo knows what to do. The players knows what to do. We also know what to do. Quickly, let's move away from football and look at what happened over the last weekend as far as boxing is concerned. I mean, Derek cannot be here and we won't talk about boxing. Now he's boxing, so everywhere we meet him with boxing. Well, the last weekend there was a big game as far as boxing is concerned, national boxing. There was a few games, I mean, locally.
I mean, over the weekend, yes. I had the opportunity of being at the ringside to watch the local boxing match promoted by Kabik wonderful promotion at the Adoatv event center at Dansoman, and I mean, we are wonderful about Manuel Planch, who won an African, he retained his African title against Benin. I mean, most of the guys gave a good account of themselves, and we really enjoyed. And then just after, we had to stay and watch the big game. Before I move, let me say that on the Saturday we also have another bout being promoted by Ace promotion, will happen at La Palm. So I mean, the adverts are there. Maybe when we come on Friday,
we can take a bite on that.
But exactly. I mean, then after the local, we went to foreign Tyson Fury, and then
the Black Bomber.
The Black Bomber. He lost everything. Someone said that, you see, now he doesn't need to do the 6 packs again. You realize that 6 pack doesn't do, it's nothing. It's focus. I mean, your 6 pack will not save you.
No, but I mean, if you look at, if you are considering that, you watch this Mexican, what is his name? Is it Carlos something? I mean, the first game against Anthony Joshua, he floored Anthony Joshua before Anthony Joshua came to win the second.
I'm talking about that guy. 6 packs.
Andy Ruiz, Andy Ruiz. Look at Andy Ruiz Junior's.
No, so you see, the 6 packs. Someone he said he stopped going to the gym. Now you realize that you don't need 6 packs to finish off the 6 packs, guys. I mean, Tyson Fury came into the game with a plan. I mean, and by the third round, I told the people I was watching with that it's a cheap game for anyway. Like so no, because it came with a plan.
But you know, if you watch Deontay's fights, I remember there's another Mexican he fought with. Is it Carlos Medina or something?
Medina.
They fought twice or so. He beat him. I remember the second fight. I was so furious with myself because watching the fight, the guy was in the lead for 8 rounds, only for him to be knocked down by 1 blow. And you see, we had done this 1 blow thing, 1 blow. He just needed just 1 punch. He just needed one punch.
You know, he knocked down.
Yes, Tyson.
He knocked down Tyson Fury.
Yes, and even in their first.
Yes, but you see, if you watch the blow that took Tyson Fury, you can watch it. It was a blow that the guy did, and then managed to go down. He managed to go down because he didn't want another blow
coming back.
He managed to go down. He said when he went there, he knew that he was not out of the game.
Yeah, okay.
So clearly, that's why the boxing, you know, to come out with the game plan. That game, it will be counted, yes, but then after that, he comes back with a renewed mind. He comes out with focus. And if you look at this, one of the Dante's fan at the place was annoyed. Said, why is Tyson Fury clenching like that? I said, you don't understand the game. You know, he gets the blows coming, and then he just clench. And even that, it weakens you because he's a big boy. He's a huge. He will just clench you, ensure that your hands will be tight. And by the 5th round, Dante's eye, one of the eye was almost closed. He worked on that and then moved to the other eye, knowing what, he comes out with all the good jabs, and Dante was holding his right hand, trying to get a big blow. And this guy, he doesn't care you blowing, he will just also return with some, 3-4 shots, 3-4 shots. And it was clear Dante would not last there. People were of the view after the first fight where Tyson had gone through a lot, come back, had some few months of training. He managed to draw the fight, even though people believed that particular game Tyson should have been the winner of that fight. He managed to draw. So there were so many people who have the view that the second or the subsequent fight would be formalities, and it looked as if it just happened. No, clearly, if you some people watch boxing based on where you are coming from. These people they can't win, instead of looking at the strategic part, the tactical part of the game. Clearly, if you look at Fury, he doesn't fear blow. And he knows he's huge. He knows he has very good blows. He's fast. Although he's a huge personality, he's fast. So he gets to you, do the work on you, and then we'll go back. If you look at his jabs, if you watch the game, you realize that it's a jab that made the magic. When Dante was looking for the big blow, see, anytime you get Dante coming out with a blow, Fury will come with 2-3 of the blows.
Was it strength at display? At some point, you realize that Deontay Wilder was very tired and was very weak. Is it because
of the number of blows?
Also, people thought he also underestimated Fury.
No, it wasn't true. It was the work of Fury that made him. Look at his face. Look at Fury's face.
Yeah.
Compared to it was the work. If you receive such blows, don't you think that you get tired?
Interesting. That's the fight on your screen there, and
so look at him. When he gets you, Fury gets the blows, he will go and clench and ensure that he pegs you at a place that you won't get the chance to blow again.
To throw your punch.
Throw that big blow.
Yeah.
So that big blow will not have the chance to come.
Okay.
Because it's all over you. You will not give you the chance to think. To have the time. This should have been the end of the fight.
But
he luckily so he went down holding Fury's feet.
Perhaps he still thought that he could land that big punch.
It was a bell that saved him.
He still thought that he could land that big punch on somewhere the face of.
He didn't have the chance to blow
But this was a very, very interesting fight.
So look at it. Yes, so he held the feet. This would have been the hand of the fight. But I think when he was going down, he had a chance of holding the feet.
Okay. All right. So that's it there for Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder.
Wow.
Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. I do not know whether they will fight again or not.
No, I think Wilder should. If you look at the wife at the ringside,
I think he should go and fight Anthony Joshua.
The wife at the ringside, she was troubled. I believe that you advised the husband that this way you can go to another side, but this guy
will come back to you.
He's a beast.
All right, thank you, Derek. Thank you so much for coming around, and thank you too for watching. Good evening to Evangelist wherever you are. Good evening to all our other friends. Thanks to the production team for putting this together. Isaac, Crazy, Justin, and all the other guys. God willing, on Friday we'll come your way with more on sports. Thank you for staying. Bye bye.